I've got really obsessed with this whole thing with Brooklyn and David Beckham,
Okay.
and they've fallen out and they're not getting on.
Yeah.
And I start thinking about shit like that too much.
He was at Oasis.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
David Beckham.
But Brooklyn wasn't.
No.
It's an awful thing for him not to be
Romeo
there.
was.
So I start then like thinking about how could I help these two? And I genuinely thought of like, you know what, if I basically somehow infiltrated both of their worlds,
Yeah.
right? If I went like looking at Brooklyn, right? He's writing to all his sort of sources and so he goes to a lot of farmers markets. This is my plan.
Yeah, okay.
I go to New York. I'd say to Catherine and Grace, look, I need to do this for me. Right? I need to get away. I need to
So
help
they have
them.
actually fallen out. That's not press.
I think, as far as I'm aware, and
Yeah.
it breaks my heart because I keep seeing it. And I used to love the fact that David's a good dad. The whole thing, is Buster. He called him Buster. He was his firstborn.
Mm-hmm.
It's important. Life drags, it flies by. You only get one roll of the dice. You don't get infinite ones.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think the first part of the plan is I'll basically get a little stall at a number of New York farmers markets, selling the sort of homemade sauce that I'm making. Brooklyn's there. I start chatting to Brooklyn when he's sort of walking past.
Yeah.
Oh, you look like you could do with a big brother, or like sort of someone to chat to. Yeah, we'll probably go and get a couple of. I'd have to drink for a couple of years on this plan. So go get a pale ale together, and he's out there. He doesn't know many people. He's just like.
He said to your wife, "I'm getting back on the piss, but it's for a very, very good reason."
It's important. So then I sort of like we start hanging out a bit.
Yeah.
He gets into sauces. We start fucking about. Coming out with different cronuts and stuff.
Yeah.
And the flip side of that, I then train to be a masseuse, right? A sports therapist. I then go to Miami. So what I do is I'm doing a couple of weeks in New York, then I fly out to Brooklyn's going, hey, are you around next week? And I'm like, no, I've got to go. I've got to go. And I've got another job. I do another farmer's spot. So I go to Miami, right? I get a job at Inter Miami as the new club physio.
Yeah, okay.
Right? Slowly integrating myself within the
massaging Messi, going, you know when David's in it.
yeah. People like me, Busquets, whatever.
Yeah.
And have a affectionate, big jock, big Wally, sort of whatever.
Yeah.
I'm having a bit of banter with the lads. Then someone comes in and goes, "Fucking David's in. He's got a really bad back."
He'd love your hand.
Yeah.
Beckham.
Get big Wally on him.
Yeah.
Right. I go in. I then start fucking massaging David. We have a little bit of a fucking laugh. I'm quite, you know what I'm like. I get on with people. This is where the people pleasing comes in.
Yeah.
I'm then now living a triple life because then I've got to go back home, spend a little time with the family, and then I fly back to Brooklyn. I'm in literally Brooklyn. And then I fly back to David, and I'm doing the three, right? But I'm earning both their trust. I wait for my 50th birthday, right? LA, I'm like, it sounds bizarre to anyone, but I'm having a 50th in LA.
Yeah.
I invite a few people from the industry, but I've got to keep it down low because I'm not Tom and Nick. Brooklyn and David don't know who
It's
I
not
am.
about your birthday.
No,
it's about father and
I
son
invite both Brooklyn and I invite David.
Yeah.
They both turn up. It's just the three of us there. As they both walk in.
Yeah, hey, Tom.
And I'll go, guys, it's not my birthday.
Yeah.
And I don't need to be here. Tonight's about you two building a bridge. I then buy 2 pints of lager. I back out of the room slowly, and I leave them to fucking fight it out.
Yeah.
And I go, and they'll both be like years to come, like fucking hell. Do you remember that weird guy who just turned? Like I put over the big rucksack over my fucking shoulder, and I walk back to fucking London
I like the
town.
idea of you flying from LAX, just looking over, going, work here is done.
Yeah. Successful business trip, Mr. Davis?
Yeah.
You can't smoke on here. You could say that. So my TED Talk is like looking around in the world, right? There's a lot of stuff we can control. There's a lot of stuff that you can't. It's a tough place to live right now. Pick something you can fix and go and do it.